Is there an alternative? The answer is yes. There is one alternative, which is gold. You can go to gold immediately, and people are. Central banks are net buyers of gold. Reserve currencies are completely different than payment currencies. Same same currency, but a different role. So reserves are, in effect, the savings accounts of countries. So if you make a certain amount of money and you spend a certain amount of money and you have something left over, those are your savings. You can invest it or put it in the bank, but that's your surplus. No different with countries. They export, they import. If they export more than they import, they build up a surplus. They got to do something with it. And that's your reserve position. Now, people talk about reserve currencies. Currencies are not really reserve assets. What are the assets? Are securities. Now, the securities are denominated in a currency. So, for example, China has about $1.2 trillion in US government securities. They don't have $100 bills stacked on pallets in the basement of the People's Bank of China. They don't have the currency. What they have are the securities, treasury bills and notes, denominated in a currency. So the currency plays a role, but you have to get a security. So to be a reserve currency, the first thing you need is a large, liquid, sophisticated securities market, um, um, basically with a whole infrastructure. What's the infrastructure? You need all different maturities. You need liquidity. You need dealers, underwriters, settlement, clearance, futures, options, derivatives, repurchase agreements, etc. You need this whole network of institutions and arrangements to be a deep liquid securities market, so you can be the so-called reserve currency. There's only one country in the world that has that, which is the United States. Germany, Italy, and Japan have large government bond markets, but not big enough to absorb world savings. And they don't quite check all those boxes. And most important of all, you need the rule of law. I mean, does anybody trust China? Does anybody trust Russia? I wouldn't. So the point is, it's not that everyone loves the dollar. The point is that there's no really good alternative. And so while the dollar is under attack as a payment currency, there's no alternative as a reserve currency. The reserve currency is much stickier, much more difficult to displace, and won't happen soon. So will the Chinese yuan or the Russian ruble or the Indian rupee or anything else be a global reserve currency anytime soon? No, it would take 10 to 20 years, by the way, to build the infrastructure I just described, not to mention the rule of law. But is there an alternative? The answer is yes. There is one alternative, which is gold. You can go to gold immediately, and people are. Central banks are net buyers of gold.